Hi, everybody. Earl here from the Cryptopolitan podcast, and today's guest is Sophie. Hey, Sophie, how you doing?
Hi, Errol. Thank you for having me here. So excited to be.
I appreciate you coming on the show, and this is for our launch, so this is going to be exciting. Speaking of exciting, tell us about your project and what are you most excited about? What's coming up?
I'm the part of the one of the top five cryptocurrency exchange based on the derivatives. It's called xt.com. You
Okay.
probably have heard about it. It
Oh
based,
yes, definitely.
yeah, for sure. I mean, it based in the Singapore.
Hmm.
Uh, it's best represented in the Asian part of the world. I mean, we are in really great connections and representations in China, Japan, Korea, Thailand, all Asian part of the world. Now this
Absolutely.
exchange is kind of expanding towards the Europe, towards the CIS regions, and especially the MENA regions. If we
Okay.
talk about some people who are trusting us, it's like 1 million people are trusting us like monthly. In our whole ecosystem, we have around like 40 million people as well. So we have our own trading basically platform, we have our own launchpad, we have a lot of listing projects coming up, and we also basically for sure we have the futures and the spot trading. It's
Fantastic. Well,
already
tell me, what does it take to get listed currently on your platform? Are there any particular projects you like? Are there any particular chains you like? Are there any uh what are you guys looking for? What are you interested in? What kind of projects do you want for listings?
We are currently focused on the some utility tokens. As you
Okay.
probably heard now, it's like the meme time,
Yes.
but we can do this. Our exchange is best known for the hot tokens. So
Okay.
early birds are always coming towards us.
Mm,
And we are taking listings so seriously. I mean, we are preparing for it like for a month or even more. So
mm.
when the project come to us and say like, I want to be listed, we say, okay, but we better take time sometime before to plan the marketing campaign, to make some audit, to make some best representations in the countries, to arrange the PR campaign and marketing. So basically, we are looking for the community members, people who trust in this project already. We are
Yes.
looking for some great partnerships which has been arranged. Also, we
Okay.
are looking for the investors who made this amount of money, who are the founders, what is their communities like, what do they trust in?
That's a good
So
foundational piece, right? Because if the community is strong, the
the
token itself will be strong, right? If the structure and the utility is strong, the token will be strong. That's a good model.
yeah, I mean the community now is like the key to success.
Oh,
If you have a
absolutely.
lot of people who are supporting you, who trust in you, if you bring some value to your community, that means you are worth listing. And if we talk about the listing as well, project has to understand why they want to list. For some, it's like for investment round. For some, it's like this strategic integration. For some, it's like the expansion over the Asian part of the world, or maybe some want to go to the European part of the world. So new
Right.
audience to connect. So yeah.
Well, I guess it also kind of it times in kind of with the events, right? Like if you wanted to go to Token 2049 or whatever, and that's being held in Asia, it makes sense to use your exchange because it's in Asia, right? So that makes kind of sense. Very cool. All right. Well, when you're not running the exchange, what do you do for fun? Do you have any interesting hobbies that you want to talk about?
Well, I'm a triathlete. It's like when you swim,
Yes.
you bike, and you run. It's like you have probably heard of the Ironman
Oh
participation.
yeah, absolutely. That's a
Yeah,
tough
yeah,
thing, man. I have like three black belts, and I have a hard time doing an Ironman. That's tough.
yeah, yeah. But I'm not going for the full one. I just done the half of the Ironman,
Even
which
half an Ironman will kick my ass.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
amazing. So how do you? Well, I guess how do you train for it then? You just go to the gym on a regular basis, and then just get fit.
No, you don't just go to the gym. It's like triathlon, it's like philosophy for your work. Like
Hmm.
when you're part of a global team, always aiming for the global aims. Like you
Okay.
need to achieve something. And triathlon is kind of learning how to be like about stability, about the patience. You know, to in order to achieve some great goals, you have to work every single day. And
Mm,
for the Ironman, you have to do exactly the same. And if you
right.
want done it in your life, so you will achieve bigger goals in any sphere of your life.
That's,
So
what's really interesting is, so we've done a couple of these interviews already for the
mhm.
Cryptopolitan podcast. And what I'm finding is it's fascinating. The people who are running successful businesses also have a hobby that also makes them successful, right? Like, running a trail, that's not an easy task, right? So, you training hard to do that means that, you work hard and you play hard, which is really, it's fascinating.
Yeah, because
So,
when you suffer over your trainings, I mean, you're always expanding the border of your mentality. Because,
mm,
like, you run, for example, I don't know, like 7 minutes per kilometer, but then you force yourself to run like 6.30 or something like this. When you're working, you're doing exactly the same.
yeah.
Every single time you're improving, you're reaching, you're achieving. That's the key.
Well, I think the saying is either you're growing or you're dying, right? So I like that. That's really
You're
interesting.
surviving, you know?
Yeah. So, well, there's no status quo. Either you grow or you die, and that's pretty much it. And I like that. I mean, that's interesting. All the people who've been doing this sort of thing. I was interviewing another lady, and she says that she swims entire lakes. I'm like, holy cow, that's a long way, right? And so that's it's fascinating. And the funny thing is, the people who have these extreme hobbies, the ones that where you're forced to succeed, you're forced for excellence, also seem to have a really good grasp on business because, like, you're panicking, right? Like for example, the lady in the lake, you don't have a chance, right? Like if you panic, you're gonna drown, right? So you have to make it to the other side, otherwise you're not gonna make it. So same thing, right? Like triathlon training is that good balance. I really enjoy that. So, you're really pushing yourself to the limits, but then you also grow your business to the limit too. So there's always that bit of a mirror's edge on that. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. I mean, the triathlon part, it's like not about the achieving, it's also about taking care of your health. It's
Mm,
also taking care of your wealth. It's like you have to take too many stuff serious. And when you're working, you're doing
yes.
exactly the same. That's why you are always like calm, peace, and all this kind of stuff.
I
So
like
yeah.
it. There's a billionaire by the name of Sir Richard Branson, and
Yeah.
somebody asked him a question. He's like, what's the one thing that I can do to help me grow my business?" And he said two words: workout. And I'm like, whoa, that's interesting, right? Because your mind is part of your body is part of the vessel. You work the body, you work the mind, everything becomes a little more powerful and a little more balanced, right?
Yeah.
So that's a
That's
that's
how it
a
works.
really interesting. It's fascinating seeing the people who are successful and what kind of hobbies that they do. You never hear someone who's successful say, "Oh, I sit on the couch, eat potato chips, and watch Netflix all day." Right? It's
Hmm. I wish
it's
I could
funny.
do this, but yeah, not an
So
option.
fair enough. Okay, well, the third question is, give us a reason to connect. Like, what's something exciting that we can connect over, and where can we find that connection? What channels are you growing right now? Are you trying to grow like Twitter? Are you trying to grow Instagram? Are you trying to grow X? Are you trying to grow Discord? Where can we find you?
The fourth option, basically, we have a great Telegram community, and I
Okay.
will leave my contact. So, for example, if you're a project that you want to be listed in the Asian part of the world, like please contact me anytime. That's the first thing.
Nice. Okay.
If you are a trader and you're looking for some great commissions and some like individual collaborations and all this kind of stuff, also connect me. We can
Okay.
arrange it for yourself, for your community, and all this kind of stuff. And for the last bit, in a couple of weeks or days, we will have the huge event in the Dubai. We are going to the blockchain live and we can have a chat all together there.
Oh,
Just contact
fantastic.
me. Yeah, just contact me in the Telegram. I'll answer.
Beautiful. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll post your Telegram because we got it from the form when you filled it out. I'll put
Yeah,
your
yeah.
Telegram in the chat in the information in the blog here, and then as we launch, we'll all push this together, and we'll get the message out there. So if you want to get listed in the Asian markets, give Sophie a call.
Yeah, sure. Anytime you like.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Any parting words of wisdom?
Yeah, thank you for inviting me here. My pleasure.
Hey,
Let's grow.
thanks for having us, and cheers, cheers. All right, take
Cheers.
care.